Good morning, Revelation Wellness. Let's get into it. We're going to be talking about Jesus today. I know you're super surprised. No one ever expects me to talk about Jesus, ever, right? We're going to be talking about Jesus today. Go ahead and start to give me one of these. Just start to move and get some range of motion going in your shoulders. Anchor down right here, like anchor down in your belly. So try not to let your upper body move with the arm rotation. So anchor down and really get through your arm rotation. We're working through those full body strength movements. And now we're in, go ahead and move that in the opposite direction. Now we're in the latter parts of the month. So as you'll notice, I have two sets of weights because with my legs, my lunges, my deadlifts, I want to start adding weight and challenging myself. Now start to let your torso get involved. Like you're swimming. Give it a good front stroke. I'm not that sure what that's called. But just like you're swimming. Good job. Give me two more. And then start to give me a step side to side. Nice little short, fast steps. Right here. And then add a travel with it. Good. The lower you get, the higher your heart rate will get. That's what we want. That's what a warm-up is for. We're just going to go through all the movements that we're going to do as our strength component. That's really the foundation of each movement, is going through it with good quality. Pause where you are. Give me a squat. A little bit, just a little bit. Not a big deep yet. I promise we'll do plenty of squats. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Now, side to side. Just want to warm up everything we're going to work. This is warming up your glutes, your hamstrings, your legs, your core. Today is all about strength. We don't worry too much about cardio this month in our Revelation Wellness class. That's not what it's about. It's about strength. No weight in your hand. Bring your legs together. Give me a deadlift. Squeeze at the top. When you come to the top, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Notice I'm not thrusting my hips forward. I'm stopping neutral and squeezing at the top. Good job. Give me some modified jumping jacks right here. I want to get your heart rate up, and I want to get your full legs warm. If you want, give me jumping jacks. Notice, I bend my knees when I land. Notice I am not landing on a straight leg. Keep your jumping jacks going. I have to be careful how high my heart rate gets or I can't talk to you. You need to keep moving. Get it going. Get that heart rate up right here. High knees, just for a moment. High knees. The higher your knees get, the harder you'll work. You don't want to bounce a lot, you're right here. Don't want to bounce at all, you're right here. Touch your heel. Always an option. 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. We've got squats first. I'll show you with the band. If you're been with me for a while, you're going heavier. I went heavier. Open your feet on the band. Find some tension. Choke up on the hold as you lower down. Squeeze. Just good old squats. Just to start. We want to focus on really high quality movement. It's really useless to do a bunch of poorly moved movements because then we just take our chronic holding patterns, the unhealthy ways we move and hold our body, we just take it into our fitness. And our fitness is meant to pull us out of those unhealthy patterns. I'm going to read to you our scripture from this morning while you're doing those squats. Hebrews 1:1-3. Long ago, God spoke to the fathers by the prophets at different times and in different ways. In these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son. God has appointed him heir of all things and made the universe through him. The sun is the radiance of God's glory and the exact expression of his nature, sustaining all things by his powerful word. After making purification for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the majesty on high. Stay low, right here. Just stay low. Soften your tailbone down. Push those hips back. We don't want this. We're not coming halfway down. You're lifted in your back. Your tailbone is softened down. You'll see a little bit of a movement here. You got it. I want your legs by the end of this next song, because we're doing 2 songs on squats, I want them on fire. It takes a while to tire and fatigue these big muscles. Back to regular. You're going to get a break in about 8 seconds. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give yourself a break, walk around for just a moment. Now we're going to take the squats even further. This is where, if your legs weren't on fire, would you please reach for heavier weights? What I've done is I've taken 2 sets of weights. I'm going to stack them like this. Reach, get a good grip, and I'm going to work this way. This is how I'm going to increase it. You're going to go down for 3, up for 1. So watch me first, because then we're going to switch that and go up for 3, down for 1. So when you go down for 3, you bend 2/3 of the way, as low as you can, 1 count up, okay? When we switch, it's going to be down and then up, up, up. You got it. Here we go. Ready? 3 counts down. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. So here's the deal. The temple was the place where heaven met earth. Jesus came as a man to identify with us. He came as God to save us. This mutual identity and yet power, the humanity and the divinity, now, as a result of who you are and your belief in God, is in your heart. The temple, the presence, the glory of the Father, the representation is in your heart. This is where all the things that we talk about, you have 2 more going, 3 down and 1 up. 1 more, 3 down, 1 up. Good. Now, down, up, squeeze, down, up, squeeze. So there's a lower that's quick. You're over halfway done with the song, and then you have a break for your legs. We're going to go onto the floor and do our chest. Down, up, down, up. This power and radiance that he's talking about is this existing power and grace and divinity and mercy that's all in you. You're getting all of these things worked out from your old self to your new self through the process of sanctification by his power. You have 10 more like this. 10 more. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Because you came here to get stronger, so I'm going to push you to get stronger. You got about 7 left. Up, fast, up. Now don't start to lose your form in the way that you're moving. You got about 3 left. Down. You got 2 left. You get to walk around. You get a break. You get to walk around. 1 more. 1 more. Now walk it off for a minute. Just walk around. Take a break. We're going to go to chest presses next. Here's the deal with chest presses. If you would like to make today harder, your choice, not mine. You can do push-ups instead of chest presses. That is much harder on your core, because in a push-up, you are here fighting gravity the entire time. With a chest press, you lay on your back and you're not fighting gravity. So if you would like to start, everything that I do on a chest press, come down whenever you're ready, everything I do on a chest press is available to you in a push-up in the same timing. It's up to you. I'm going to show you with a band first, imagine I'm laying on the ground. I lay on the band, wrap my arms as much as I need to, and then start to move if you have a band. If not, we are going heavier this month. We heavily moved with the band this month. Now we're moving heavier in our weights. So you either up the amount of weight you use, you turn over and you do push-ups, or find what works for you. Here we go. Flat on your back. Classic push-ups, wide with your arms right here. And here's the deal. I always say this with push-ups because it's the place where it matters the most. Don't worry about bringing your hands up and pushing them together. Your big muscle groups will do that. Worry about pulling your shoulder blades down towards your hips, knitting your ribs together underneath your pec line. Those are the two spaces that stabilize you when you're doing chest presses. So honor those two places and focus your attention on those two places because they are the ones that are really, really, really anchoring down in your core for you to do the movement. You got it. We're going to do the 3-in-1 and the 3-in-1. We've got about 5 more before we switch to that. We're going to start with 3 down and 1 up in 3, 2, start from neutral, reaching up. 1, 2, 3, up. 2, 3, up. Good job. So we back and forth go from upper body to lower body because depending on the energy system that you're using, you need to give your legs now, after we did all those squats, you need to give your legs now time to replenish that oxygen and energy. It's pumping out the metabolic waste. It's re-synthesizing the lactic acid. So there's a lot of science behind why I train you this way. We move from one to the other, and then we go back and forth, eventually fatiguing all the groups so that you will get stronger after rest. It's only after rest that you get stronger. You do not get stronger from this. You fatigue from this. You then go rest and you get stronger. Switch it up now. You're going to go down 1, up 2, 3, up 2, 3, down 1, up 2, 3. Now listen, if you're wanting harder, then bring your feet off the ground. If you're wanting harder still, straighten those legs. What do you need to have success in fatiguing the muscles? Again, I can't emphasize this enough. This workout fatigues the muscle. It's then when you go and rest, on the other side of that rest, you're stronger. And I want to say that that is what Hebrews is all about. It is the rest available to us through our relationship with Jesus, because as it said in the verse, he's the exact representation of the Father. He reflects the glory and radiance. It's by his power all these things happen, not yours alone. If you are healing, soul, mental, emotional, physical, you're not doing that by your own power. That's what exhausts you, tires you, fatigues you, confuses you, because you don't have enough power on your own. We all feel that in the human condition. But with God, give me classic presses now, because you're almost done. Give me classic presses, just 1 count, 1 count. We're really isolating the chest here. Notice in the other parts of the month, we've gone tricep and classic, and we're just doing classic now, because I really want to work and fatigue your chest. You got it. 10, 9, 8, 7, keep going, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your weights down. Come up off of your feet, off of your back rather, and give me one of these. Just kind of move around. Open up your chest. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Lift up. Don't let your ribs go. Keep them together and look up. Okay, we've got the back side of the shoulders now. So rows. You are either with a band or you're using handheld weights. I'll show you with a band first. So choke up on the tube, depending on how hard you want it to be. In a bent over row, your knees are bent, you are slightly bent over. Take your straps, switch hands with them so that they're in a cross. When you're ready, wrists face one another. Squeeze, squeeze. You got it. Again, we don't want a hammock with our back. Lift your belly button in and up into your spine when you're squeezing. This is one of those places where if you've been using 3, 4, 5 pound weights, this is a great place to move up to 7 or 8. If you've been using 7 or 8, this is a great time to move up to 10. Whatever you can do to add the amount of resistance to work yourself to a higher level of fatigue, that's what we're looking for. It is only when you fatigue out the muscle that you're going to get stronger on the other side. That is actually also when your brain starts to panic and tell you, you can't do this, you can't do this. Half time. So from the bottom, wrists face each other. Half up, half down. That pause in the middle really forces your core to engage. I hope you're feeling this really big time in that mid-back space, just behind the shoulder blades. And one of the things I hope that you notice as I move is there is no swinging. There is just isolation. Just isolate your core muscles, isolate your shoulder blades. Your biceps are helping a little bit. Rear deltoids. You're getting quite a few muscle groups here. We're going to go to that 3, 2, 1. So 1, 2, 3, down 1. 1, 2, 3, down 1. 1, 2, 3, down 1. You'll notice when you go down 1, it's almost harder on your core. It's that eccentric contraction. It's still contracting, but it's lengthening. You got it. You got 2 more. 1 down, last one, switch them up. So ready? 1 up, 1, 2, 3, up, 1, 2, 3, up, 1, 2, 3. We're just switching it up on the eccentric and concentric contraction, the shortening contraction and the lengthening contraction. This is where you are the rest of this song. And then you get to move on from the back side of the shoulders. Find that place where your belly button is lifted in and up into that spine. There's no arch in your back, but it's lifted in and up. In that way, this whole class, you work your core. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend down, set your weights down. And then round out like a cat. So bring your hands together, push your fingertips forward and round out. Roll your shoulders back and down. Moving to deadlifts, moving to deadlifts. You can use your band. I encourage you towards heavier weights though. I am going to stack my weights again. So as the month progresses, we want to go heavier and heavier and heavier, to the level that we are ready and conditioned in our bodies. Bend your knees slightly. Bend over, pick up your weight. Good old classic deadlift. So you want to go just below the knees. Squeeze. Now notice, I'm not going super low. A deadlift is not about going low. It's not about being deep. It's not a forward fold like in yoga. It's a slight knee bend, a press back of the hips, and a squeezing of the glutes. Key to a good deadlift, please notice, is my weights are staying right by my legs. Got it. Of course, you know we're going to switch up that count. We have one leg. Time ones this time. It's starting to get harder. Here we go. We're adding a balance in between. You're going to need to slow down. Switch to your right side. Lift. Set both legs down. Switch sides. Lift. Set both legs down. lift, both legs. When you add this balance challenge, switching sides, you force the spine to have to figure out what's going on. One leg always tends to be stronger than the other. That's no problem. You've got one leg that's probably going to falter and move a lot. You've got one that'll be nice and strong and steady. Don't worry about it. We're looking to bring equal movement from side to side. You have that like that because you don't use your body evenly from side to side in daily life. That's very normal. Nobody does. Nobody does. Give me 2 more on either side, wherever you're at. 2 more either side, wherever you're at. And then when you're ready, join me in half-time deadlift. So lower, down, raise, up. There's just this little pause in the middle. Notice again that I'm not focusing on going deep, low. I'm keeping my weight towards my legs. When I come up, I give my glutes a squeeze. Press, squeeze. Lower, down. You're almost there. You've just got about 12 left. Lots of core work. I intentionally put these back to back so that your spine is having to experience that bent over pressure while you're moving. And if you're not fully engaged, that will hurt. That is a recipe for injury. You must engage your spine. And it takes a lot. 3, 2, 1. It takes a lot to fatigue your spine. Set your weights down, take a break. I'm gonna give us a little pause on this song because we have lunges. I wanna walk you through a lunge. Just like we did last week. As we are increasing now, we wanna start looking at our lunges going forward. This is only if your knees are conditioned to move forward. It is a lot more pressure on the knees, and if you're deconditioned or haven't been working out or haven't been lifting weights for a long time, you should take your lunge backwards. Backwards lunge is to lift, reach back, step back, 90-90 in the knees. We don't want the knee over the ankle. Not that that's wrong. It's totally fine to put the knee over the ankle if you are conditioned to do so. So that's a backward lunge. A forward lunge would be to step forward and lower into it. Notice there's a little natural moving forward of my knee that happens. That's why you need to be conditioned to find which way you're going to do that. Grab your weights. Let's go. Step back, lower, forward, switch sides. Your weights are in your hands. Your resistance bands are in your hands. I have to keep my heart rate from going too high because I'm talking to you, but you don't have to worry about that. You got it. Just 2.5 minutes of good old-fashioned lunges right here. In your lunge, it's really important in your front leg that you're standing up tall. Because if you're leaning forward, especially if you're choosing the forward lunge one, do not lean over your knee. Stay lifted. You're going to put extra pressure in your knee if you lean forward. Again, not wrong. It's wrong if you're not conditioned for it yet. You are halfway through with this song. And then we're done with legs. Let me confirm. Yes, we're done with legs after this. You got it. Find that breath. Working the leg always takes your heart rate up. That is good. We want that. We want to get a good sweat. We want to get a good movement going on. We want to get all of our lymphatic fluids moving in our body. Next time you step back, doesn't matter which leg, hold. Hold. Give me a 12 pulse movement here. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. We're just putting a cherry on top. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh my gosh, switch legs. 12 pulse. Find the lunge first. Pause. Here we go. 12, 11, up tall. You got it. 8, 7, 6. You're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2. Step forward, walk it out. Walk it out. You got it. Good job. In my opinion, the hardest part of the class is done because you're done with your legs. You got it. We're going to go into biceps next. Biceps next. This is where you'll probably need to go a little lighter with your weights, a little bit heavier as we progress throughout the month, but here we go. So halfway and down, halfway and down. If you're wanting this to be harder, off one leg. We're off one leg, but we are not doing anything but isolating that one area. Switch legs. Equal opportunity to flail around for both sides, right? Equal opportunity. Got 3 more. Then we're going to do the upper half only. Switch legs. Looks like this. Up, only halfway down. Up, halfway down. Up, halfway. Up, halfway. There you go. You got 3 more, and then we switch legs. 1 more. Switch legs. Still only halfway. This really starts to isolate areas of your body to where you're going to start to see strength gains. Not just trimmer, not just generally stronger, but this is specifically this month a strength training class. Set both feet down, give me the whole bicep. All the way down, all the way up. Lots of breath. So what does it mean to you to have heaven meeting earth in your heart? The temple was the place where heaven met earth. It was the place where God's presence came down into humanity. That is now in your physical body right now. What does that mean to you? What does it mean to have the exact representation of God in you, That divinity, you plus God, doing your life together. Maybe there's some place where you've been trying to do your life without it. Let me guess, you're tired, frustrated, confused, upset. That's because you're not meant to do that. 3 and 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. One leg if you want it harder. 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3. You've got 2 more, and then we're going to switch legs. 1, 2, 3. Release. 1, 2. Switch legs. You got it. 1 up. 1, 2, 3 down. 1 up. 1, 2, 3 down. You got it. You're almost done. It's too much. Just set a leg down. Finishing out this song right here. Eccentric is just as important as the concentric, shortening versus lengthening. You got it. I know this is the point where you want to give up. It's like the latter quarter of the song and you think you can't do anymore. Take a deep breath and let's go. Do not stop. You got it. If you need to, set your feet down. If you need to, alternate arms. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees, set your weights down, give yourself just a little bit of a shakeout. We've got triceps. We've got triceps. We're going to come down to the ground and do triceps and shoulders in a little different way this time. So grab your heavy set of weights. Heavy set of weights. Come down onto your back. These are called soul crushers. You can use 2 heavy weights or just 1. We're going to combine these last 2 songs to work your shoulders and ribs in a different way. Reach over your head. Soul crushers look like this. Straighten. Isolating the triceps, and then we're going to work in between and get the latissimus dorsi as well. This is a really great way to isolate those triceps. Got it. 5 more, and then you're going to keep those arms straight towards the sky. 4 more. Remember that at any time you want this harder, you can get your legs off of the ground. working your lats, straighten your arms, bring those weights overhead, touch the ground, lift it back up. If you need to, set a weight down and work here. Here's what the emphasis is in this movement. It is not letting your ribs pop up. Don't worry about bringing your weight overhead and touch at the ground. That will happen. Your big muscles will do that. Take all of your mind's eye and all of your attention onto your ribs in this movement. Nothing in your spine moves. Legs are up in the air if you want more. You got it. 8 more. And then we go back to triceps. 8 more and we go back to triceps. This is your core work for today. 2, 1, back to skull crushers right here. Those skull crushers are excellent at isolating the triceps. This is your last time working your triceps, so we're going to be here for an extra hot minute. We're going to finish out with the lats, then we'll get on our feet, cool down, and you're out of here. Full body strength movement. Strength is the foundation of our core. The ability, really endurance, of them to be able to fire all day long while we move our arms and legs around it. That's a really critical piece of not having aches and pains as you get older. You got it. You've got 5 more of the triceps, and then we move to lats. And then you are out of here. You have worked your booty off. Overhead, let's see those lats. Hold your weight overhead, bring it up. Overhead, bring it up. Now, what we're not doing is letting our ribs pop out as we come overhead. We're not letting this happen, right? We knit that in, we hold our spine strong and bring our arms overhead and then pull them down. This is a pulling movement. That's how you work your lats. Pulling movement. Your lats adduct. They bring the arm back towards the body. So that's what we have to work this. You got it. Give me 5 more. 4 more. You got it. Knit those ribs together. That's where the mind's eye is. 2. And then 1. Set your weight down onto your feet. We're just going to do a little cardio burst to move the whole of our body. And then we're going to cool down. Got it? On your feet. Here we go. Make sure your weights are out of the way. We're going to do skaters. We're going to find a leap skating movement. Get going. So you cannot leap. You can just step. We want to get our heart rate up. If you want to, find that leap. If you want to, touch the ground. Touching the ground will even get you higher up in your heart rate. Here's what I want to do. I want to give you this big cardio push at the end that's not super strength focused, so we can start to move out all that exhaustion and metabolic waste we created in all of our muscles by fatiguing them. You got it. Find one side and the other, then come center right here. Good old-fashioned jumping jack. If you don't want to jump, you're right here. Bend with bent knees. Bent knees. You got it. Bent knees. We just want to get that heart rate up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, jump rope, 3, 2, one leg at a time, jump rope. So either just step forward like this, or right here, jump rope. Then we're going to start from the top and then you're done. You got it. Again, if you don't want to jump, you're right here. At the height of the music, we're going to go back to skaters. Back to skaters. You got it. Jump or step forward. 3, 2, 1, skaters. Right here. If you want more, you touch the ground in your skater. What do you want? What do you need today? What do you feel confident doing? What can your body handle? I can't decide that for you. Only you can. But here's what I encourage you to do. Don't decide you're done already. Jumping jacks, right here. You honestly have 20 seconds left. You can do anything for 20 seconds. Please don't give up right here. Don't decide you're finished. You can keep moving. 3, 2, jumping rope. This is where we're at right here. Both legs this time, if you want. If you won't want to jump right here. Finish out the whole song. You got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Walk it out. Ooh, virtual high five. Virtual high five. Give it to me. Yes! Thank you for playing along. Oh, right back to here. Oh, you guys did it. So good. So good. Oh, widen those legs a little bit. Give me a slow side to side squat. Let's get those inner thighs. You got it. So what parts of your life, turn, give me a calf stretch, straighten that back leg. What parts of your life are you trying to do without the temple, without the radiance, without the presence? Lean forward, pick up that leg and give me a quad stretch. If you don't know how to answer that question, the areas of your life where you're fatigued, struggling, confused, anxious, bitter, those are the places that we're probably trying to do it in our own power. Go back to that side-to-side squat right here. They're indicators. They're indicators that you're trying to do it in your own strength. We don't have that kind of strength. We don't have that kind of reserve. When you're ready, turn, calf stretch, press the heel down. Bend forward, reach, grab that quad. Soften your knee down towards the ground. Side to side, inhale, arms overhead. Bring that tricep right behind you. Touch the back of your shoulders. Switch sides. Soften your chin down. Try not to tense up the back of your neck in this movement. And then bring your arm around front. Pull on that shoulder. And then opposite side. Pull. Oh my gosh, after all that shoulder work, that feels so good. Inhale, get those hands behind you. Pin the ribs down, look up. And then nice wide knees, hands on your knees, bend your knees, one shoulder towards the knee, other shoulder towards the knee. One more time, and then good old-fashioned Jane Fonda. I'll never forget it. Inhale, arms overhead. It's like that obligatory last inhale, exhale, arms overhead. Absolutely fantastic job. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. Have the most wonderful day. You worked your tail off, and we'll see you later.